Each day in the Bay Area and throughout Northern California, thousands of us engage in some routine of focused physical motion, exerting our bodies to create a momentum that rewards our bodies. Propelled by 1,000 different motives and accomplished by 100 different means, the result is the same: body speed. BodySpeed will bring you featured coverage of Northern California's human-powered races, presenting stories, faces, and bodies at all levels of ability and speed. BodySpeed is brought to you by Sharps, encouraging you to keep your edge. The California Beef Council promoting lean beef for athletes. The Marin Independent Journal, it stands for everything you want in a newspaper. KRQR 97.3, The Rocker, and Western Athletic Clubs, with 4 premier athletic clubs in San Francisco. This edition of BodySpeed features coverage of the 10th annual Houlihans to Houlihans 12K and coverage of a run that just goes up and up and up, the California Vertical.
The year Gatorade came out, linemen moved a little slower. Runners were lonelier, and the only people who worked out were on TV. Sports have changed. So change your sports drink to All Sport. It's got a specially advanced formula. It's got the optimal balance of carbohydrates and fluids. And it's got a taste that makes Gatorade a thing of the past. New All Sport. Change your game.
The Telegraph Hill Club, located at the foot of Telegraph Hill, enjoys the reputation of being the city's premier racquetball facility and an affordable fitness club. Telegraph Hill Club, workouts are less like work and more like fun.
Instead of reading some San Francisco paper that comes out just in the morning or just in the evening, start reading the one and only paper that comes out AM and PM, the Marin Independent Journal, the IJ. It stands for everything you want in a newspaper. Affordable housing, traffic solutions, water crisis, getting the Marin issues from the Marin experts. The Marin Independent Journal, the IJ. It stands for everything you want in a newspaper.
When you go all out, you get thirsty. That's the time to go for a Miller Sharps. You get all the crisp, refreshing taste of a great beer without all the alcohol. So take a time out for the great beer taste of Sharps. Anytime.
The Bay Club Bank of America Center is the perfect place to tune your body, relax your mind, and renew your spirit. With its convenient financial district location, the luxurious Bay Club Bank of America Center makes it easy for you to work in your workouts.
From sea level to the midspan of the Golden Gate Bridge is just about 360 feet. Not a big climb if you do it gradually and easily, but a major challenge for the 5,000 people about to climb it at a race pace in a steep 1/2 mile incline. BodySpeed is about to bring you coverage of the 10th annual running of Houlihans to Houlihans. This now famous 12K across the Golden Gate Bridge has been the stage for volumes of stories over the years, from world-class running performances to world-class human interest stories. We hope to give you a glimpse of the drama, past and present, as the 10th annual Houlihan to Houlihans race unfolds here today. Let's get some historical perspective. For the 10th consecutive year, several thousand runners will celebrate spring with a mass crossing of the Golden Gate Bridge. Originally, runners began from Houlihan's restaurant in the city and came up across the bridge and into Sausalito to Houlihans. By 1987, the race had outgrown Sausalito, so organizers switched the course. Now runners start in the plush hills just outside Sausalito, plunge down into East Fort Baker before the challenge of climbing to the bridge, leaving an easier downhill cruise through the Presidio, the Marina, and on into Fisherman's Wharf. One tradition of the Houlihans race that has not changed, the party afterward. But first comes the run. Some of the more remarkable runners here today are those that have run this race every year for the past 9 years. Let's get some personal stories of what's bonded these people to this event.
It's tradition. Keep the tradition going.
One race a year. This is the only race that we run each year. It's gone down to just the one race. So
we're going to run our butts off, and then we're going to have a nice brunch afterwards.
Started running the first year, and then it got to be a habit to come every year, and I just keep T-shirts. I was over in Europe in '86 and had the first 3 T-shirts, and everybody wanted them.
Every year, yeah. It's our favorite race. Why is it your favorite race?
Well, really, to be honest with you, the parties afterwards are terrific.
For the first 5 years of the Houlihans race, I was the manager at Houlihan's restaurant in San Francisco and actually helped organize and operate it. Now I'm happy to be on the other side, and I've run, this will be my 5th year running it. So 10-year veteran, I guess, 5 years operating it and 5 years running it. Definitely not a speed race for me. I'm in it for the fun.
Houlihans to Houlihans has always attracted a deep field of talented runners. While some run with Olympic aspirations, others run just to run. Last year, Rosa Gutierrez won her 2nd Houlihans in a row, with power moves first on Linda Summers, then Carla Burwick. Is she ready for her 3rd consecutive win this year?
It's not raining, so that's a plus, and it's a little bit windy, but it's always windy in San Francisco, so it looks like there's a good field of women runners, and so I'm excited.
And in '92, after a brief duel with Roger Dix coming off the bridge, Miguel Tibiduiza ran into San Francisco for the win, challenged only by the clock. The most outstanding performance in the '92 Houlihans race came from this 52-year-old woman, Shirley Matson. She shattered the world 12K record for women over 50. And this year,
I think there's a lot of good runners in all age categories here, so we just kind of put our toe to the line and try to beat that person in front of you.
as with Roger Dix in '92, Houlihans always draws new talent. Some will challenge the veterans, others will be content to simply enjoy the world-class scenery of this course.
Do my best here to have fun with a couple other ASICS corporate people, but we're here just to enjoy, participate in the event, and take it all in.
Fast, slow, or unpredictable, the other 4,849 pairs of legs here today also seem to be owned by runners ready for fun. Hopefully, everyone that plans to make the first wave of this race has already made it. Later, we'll tell you more about the unique 3-wave start system of the Houlihans race. Right now, we're ready for the first wave start of the 10th annual Houlihans to Houlihans race.
This is wave 1. Anybody we spot in a white bib number, as I said, is disqualified. Runners, to your mark. Get set, go!
This downhill start makes for some interesting opening strategies. Veteran runner Danny Aldridge opens up his stride for the decline, taking an early lead. The talent right behind him includes Mike Stone, Brad Hawthorne, Brian Moody, Mike Spencer, and Robert Twala. Mike Stone steps up to Aldridge's short lead and shows us a problem. Perhaps it's this problem he's now mentioning to Aldridge. Stone's wearing a white bib number, which means that technically he should be in the 3rd wave. This 3-wave start, 10 minutes apart with computer time adjustments, was designed to minimize congestion at the start. The faster runners like Stone usually make sure they're all assigned to the first wave. Stone must have signed up this morning, too late for the first wave entry. His teammates Danny Aldridge and Brad Hawthorne must be aware of this. This should be an interesting race as a mass of fast runners chase a leader at risk for disqualification. The top female competitors face another kind of problem, identifying each other in this pack. We'll try to find them on the long uphill that awaits them after this.
15 years ago, a child began her journey, and a drop of water began its journey. Day after day, she perfected her skills, and the mountains enriched the water. Only after 15 years can she be called a champion. And the water can be called Evian, pure, balanced Evian natural spring water from the French Alps. To be the best takes time.
Listen to this crowd! Jalinda Bardeen will win the marathon gold here in Seoul, and nobody's... I don't believe it. Leroy Burrell has broken the 60 meters world record twice in one day.
She'll win easily. Ingrid Christensen wins the London Marathon in world record time. 2:21.
The will to win means nothing without the will to prepare. ASICS, the next level.
At the Golden Gateway Tennis and Swim Club, you can enjoy 9 outdoor tennis courts, year-round swimming, and complete fitness facilities. Located near San Francisco's waterfront, the Golden Gateway Tennis and Swim Club is truly an oasis in the heart of the city.
Even the most perfect bodies in the world don't just happen. They're the result of hard work and careful planning. Because even the most perfect bodies are subject to stress, fatigue, debilitation, and overexertion. So every body in the world needs a little help now and then, even the healthy and the young. A comprehensive approach to physical care is important for every body that moves. A public service health message from the American Physical Therapy Association. Instead of reading some San Francisco paper that comes out just in the morning or just in the evening, start reading the one and only paper that comes out AM and PM, the Marin Independent Journal, the IJ. It stands for everything you want in a newspaper. Affordable housing, traffic solutions, water crisis, getting the Marin issues from the Marin experts. The Marin Independent Journal, the IJ. It stands for everything you want in a newspaper.
Coming up on the 1 mile mark of the Houlihans to Houlihans 12K, wave jumper Mike Stone leads, with Danny Aldridge, Roger Dix, and Brad Hawthorne leading the pack close behind. With them are Mike Spencer, Brian Moody, Brian Cann, and further back, 92 winner Miguel Tibidawiza and Alan Dellinger with his famous cap, and Mike McManus. Mike Stone shows great form and speed and is widening his lead. The question still, if he wins, does the win stick? Neither the dark clouds nor technicalities seem to threaten Stone's desire to win. Determination is more of a factor for this part of the race than any other. This hill is a tough place to play catch-up. Aldridge, Hawthorne, and McManus stay tight on Spencer, although he's working this hill for all the lead he can get. Up ahead, Mike Stone reaches the bridge first, and while others climb to the bridge and beyond, another 1,600 runners are about to start off in the second wave. There is obviously no less determination in this second wave of runners than in the first, and the staggered start times give them the same wide-open start, although some may wish they were already finishing off this hill, like Hawthorne, Hofer, Menser, Gentry, Moore, Annex, Reynolds, Munoz, Hoffman, McLaughlin, Cazares, Kidwell, Schneider, Sawyers, Jagger, Burke, Donahoe, Trimble, and Ferrara. Rosa Gutierrez emerges from the stream of runners, followed closely by Christine Kennedy and Catherine Back onto the Golden Gate. Up ahead, Mike Stone accelerates his already pronounced lead, while Spencer and Hawthorne battle it out behind them. Coming up behind the lead women, Terry Schmidt, course record holder, lags behind both Rosa Gutierrez, going for her 3rd straight win, and Irish Olympian Christine Kennedy. Somewhere back on this bridge runs a man who probably places more significance on this race than do any of the leaders. He is Joe Staley, another 10-time veteran of Houlihans to Houlihans, who has been honored today with the All Sport, All Spirit Award. Before his 10th annual, Joe talks about the first Houlihans to Houlihans.
That was my first test after training for several hours. I came out and ran when it was 8 miles, and it got me hooked. I think it was the course, the city, the people. The race has always been well attended and well prepared. And it was really just a fun race. I felt good through the whole thing. It put the hook in me for running, and obviously it stayed there.
How has running changed Joe's life?
You know, you see your body metamorphosis changes, your attitude changes, you feel better. I was, recently quit smoking and, you know, cut back on drinking and stuff, and it kind of changed my life a little bit, but made it fun.
And his favorite thing about the Houlihans race?
I think crossing the Golden Gate Bridge and heading toward Baghdad by the Bay like a barn-soured horse. I really like that.
And he does plan to celebrate.
Giving away on the other side. I got a lot of friends that have been running it with me that have hit 7 or 8 or 9 of the races, and we're going to have just like a regulation party in San Francisco. It's going to be a nice day, I can just tell. Well, I feel pretty darned excited to see like a middle-of-the-pack guy get some kind of recognition.
Joe Staley, winner of the All-Sport, All-Spirit Award. Up ahead of Joe and his fellow mid-packers, we see one of the advantages and disadvantages of being fast. You run alone. Mike Stone may not win this race technically, but now off the bridge and still pulling away from Mike Spencer and Brad Hawthorne, he obviously plans to come in first. Brad Hawthorne, a very winning runner himself, is about to show Mike Spencer why. After letting Spencer pull the pace on the bridge, Hawthorne makes his move in the gentle downslopes of the Presidio. This move is strong, smart, and can demoralize the competition. While Mike Spencer struggles to stick with Hawthorne at 4.5 miles, another 1,600 runners are just getting ready to start. Together for the next 7.5 miles, these runners face their own challenges with this course, unaffected by the solitary struggles and fierce duels nearly 5 miles ahead of them. Rosa Gutierrez runs accompanied by some fast men, but without female companionship. Rosa's lead and experience with this race make it unlikely that Christine Kennedy will catch her. Christine has speed, but Rosa's obvious strength make it unlikely that she'll back off this pace long enough for the Irish Olympian to outkick her to the finish. Robert Thwala, Jose Oscuro, and Brian Moody smell the finish, having moved ahead of early leaders Roger Dix, Dan Aldridge, and Mike McManus. They now challenge Mike Spencer. Mike Stone remains in control of the lead, with plenty left to fend off any challenge from Brad Hawthorne. With cool temperatures, there are only a few takers at the Avion water station among the early runners, including Gutierrez, who either doesn't need it or senses Kennedy's determined chase. It would be a treat to know what Mike Stone senses right now as he comes in first in Houlihans to Houlihans, knowing that Brad Hawthorne may well be awarded the victory. Jose Escuro follows Hawthorne, with he and Brian Moody having outkicked Thwala and Hawthorne's earlier competitor, Mike Spencer. Rosa Gutierrez hangs on for a clear win, although crazy finish, for her 3rd consecutive Houlihans victory. Christine Kennedy's happy with 2nd place in her first Houlihans race. And Terry Schmidt takes 3rd, a bit off her course record time. Catherine Back was 4th. How'd they feel?
I was just hoping just to get out there, get a sense of the field of women runners, and just be competitive.
I feel okay. I've got a bout of poison oak, and it stings right now.
I think next time I'll be much more prepared for it. Competition's always there. You can always expect it at this race. It's a well-run, competitive race.
Thousands of runners continue their journey from the Golden Gate to Fisherman's Wharf. Their obvious camaraderie, stick-to-itiveness, and shared appreciation for the scenery make these runners the guts of the Houlihans race. The top runners know they share their glory with all the runners behind them. In a sense, they all finish together. World record holder Shirley Matson espouses that attitude. Shirley just broke her own world record, but has only this to say.
I just put the toe on the line and do the best I can. That's about it.
After a final sampling of remarks from the masses of Houlihans runners, BodySpeed will bring you coverage of the California Vertical featuring Kenny Souza and Julie Moss as they and others attempt to meet the challenge of the ultimate climb. As Houlihans finishers celebrate enjoying the music, prizes, and post-race food and beverages, Mike Stone gets the news that he was disqualified for wave jumping, giving Brad Hawthorne the victory. Hawthorne declined an interview. Mike Stone has this to say.
And I was supposed to run the 3rd wave, but I jumped the wave, I guess you could say. and ran the first wave, and I ended up winning, but in terms of the race, I wasn't quite following the rules of the race, and they decided to disqualify me, which I understand because they're setting a precedent here with trying to, people to follow the race format.
How did some of the other finishers feel about the race?
Just great. It's a real good race. Perfect conditions out there.
Oh, great. Had a blast. Excellent event.
We finished.
Right. And I like Houlihans and Houlihans, so I'll come watch.
It was beautiful.
It's great.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic.
It was fabulous. And their sweatshirt, I love that.
It gets a little bit harder every year. I think there was more gravity today than usual.
Speaking of gravity, let's go to the California Vertical, after which we'll bring you final standings of the 10th annual Houlihans to Houlihans race. The California Vertical, an event that will determine the will of the legs, the strength of the heart, and especially the capacity of the lungs. Tonight, this high-rise, the first interstate building in the financial district of San Francisco, will become the ultimate testing ground for stair climbing ability. The rain outside won't affect today's crowd running inside and up 35 flights of stairs, a total of 700 steps and 70 turns before they arrive at their destination, the top. Tonight's participants are here to help raise money for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, run an unusual event, and be able to say they did it. The diverse elite field of local, national, and world-class athletes includes Kenny Souza, 4-time World Biathlon champion; Julie Moss, 3-time Japan Ironman winner, joined by her husband and Ironman legend, Mark Allen, who's just spectating today; Glenn Winkle, top U.S. Masters cyclist and triathlete Scott Shoemaker; Philip Sanderson, winner of 2 Los Angeles stair climbs; and Dave Horning, open water swimming champion. BodySpeed's coverage of the Vertical Mile is brought to you by Western Athletic Clubs, with 4 premier athletic clubs in San Francisco: Telegraph Hill Club, San Francisco Bay Club, Golden Gateway Tennis and Swim Club, and Bank of America Bay Club. We will return to the climbing of the California Vertical after this brief timeout for our sponsors.
The San Francisco Bay Club, located on the waterfront near San Francisco's financial district, was voted by Self Magazine as one of the top 25 clubs in the country. The San Francisco Bay Club is the club for people who want it all.
Country goes with Western. Rock goes with roll. And with Miller Sharps, you get all the crisp, refreshing taste of a great beer without all the alcohol. So the great beer taste of Sharps goes with anything, anytime.
The year Gatorade came out, linemen moved a little slower. Runners were lonelier, and the only people who worked out were on TV. Sports have changed. So change your sports drink to All Sport. It's got a specially advanced formula. It's got the optimal balance of carbohydrates and fluids. And it's got a taste that makes Gatorade a thing of the past. New All Sport. Change your game.
Swimming, squash, tennis, basketball, aerobics, and fitness. As a Club West member, you can have membership privileges at San Francisco's finest athletic clubs: the San Francisco Bay Club Bank of America Center, Telegraph Hill Club, and Golden Gateway Tennis and Swim Club.
It's obvious in looking at the faces here that no one knows what to expect. Some stand and wait for their turn to climb, while others take a moment to sit and gather their strength. Kenny Souza, who was undefeated for over 18 months in biathlon competition, has this pre-event insight.
Folks out there in TV land.
Seeing the variety of athletes here and watching master cyclist Glenn Winkle compare his leg strength with triathlete Scott Shoemaker raises a key question. Is the runner, the cyclist, or the swimmer better qualified for stair climbing? Running speed is determined by efficient forward movement, emphasizing the need for long, lean muscles, while cycling involves more of an explosive movement. And while swimming builds upper body strength, they all build endurance, and it may be the cross trainer that's the best stair climber. We should find an answer here soon. We're ready for the first 20 challengers to begin their climb. Another 10 heats will follow this lead group. With only one flight of stairs completed, the runners will now attempt 34 more. What starts as a stampede soon stretches upward into individual battles, one stair at a time. The strange thing about this event is not knowing where you are. Guidance and encouragement is extremely helpful. And competitors are aware of each other by sound more than sight. This event obviously takes leg power and hip extension, but the mid-climb demands upper body strength and fluid arm swing. With no one dogging his heels, cyclist Glenn Winkle reaches the top first in a time of 3 minutes, 27 seconds. And as Scott Shoemaker finishes third behind Philip Sanderson, he summarizes the experience with one breath. Kenny Souza crosses the line in fourth with a more articulate critique. Ouch! It's not a long run, as endurance runs go, but the faces of the finishers tell us how long it seemed. After it was all said and done and runners had made it to the top, there was time to stretch tired legs and have someone else ease the pain. After tending sore muscles, slaking thirsts, and basically refueling, why not another challenge for the lungs? The California Vertical attracted athletes young and old. The oldest, 75-year-old Otto Samergas, and the youngest, 12-year-old Fernando Pons. All were rewarded by Western Athletic Club. Spectator for the night, Mark Allen, Ironman triathlete legend, looks on as wife Julie Moss accepts her first-place medal with a winning time of 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Men's winner Glenn Winkle didn't even spend all his leg power. Perhaps it's because he finished so quickly. 35 floors in 3 minutes and 25 seconds. BodySpeed's coverage of the California Vertical has been brought to you by Western Athletic Clubs, a corporation of quality clubs designed to provide its membership with the highest level of services and facilities available. For more information, call 781-1874. BodySpeed is brought to you by the California Beef Council, promoting lean beef for athletes. Join us in June for BodySpeed coverage of the Pacific Sun 10K, which will happen on Memorial Day at the College of Marin, and for coverage of the AYH Great San Francisco Bike Adventure. Thanks for joining us.
Presenting Power Stick Hockey Week, an inside look at all the action of the NHL. I'm Mike Emmerich, and here's what's coming up. We're there as the champions begin the defense of their crown. It's playoff time. Some will go up and some will go down. Next on Power Stick Hockey Week. Power Stick Hockey Week is brought to you by Power Stick Antiperspirant. Power that won't let you down.
Hey, I'm vain. Of course I'm vain. That's why I comb my hair the way I do. That's why I stay in shape.
To compete against men half your age takes a certain kind of power.
That's why I play like an animal.
The power of Power Stick.
I give it everything I have.
50% more wetness and odor fighters per stroke.
This works best for me. I don't want people going around saying, whew, that Connors, he's tough to be around.
Power Stick by Fabergé. Power that won't let you down.
And for women, there's triple action Lady Power Antiperspirant. Power that won't let you down.
7 no-hitters, 300 wins, over 5,000 strikeouts, and one of the most feared pitchers in baseball history. Now we're honoring Nolan Ryan's farewell season in the Legends Gold Stamp Series. These official 23-karat gold stamps can be yours in this special TV offer. These stamps are handsomely displayed in a special collector's presentation wallet and come with a free first-day cover with a paper stamp canceled on the first day of issue, along with its own numbered certificate of authenticity. You get the Nolan Ryan gold stamp, the presentation wallet, and the free base